Alright, this will be the Gemini full moon video general message for the collective. See what kind of energies are to be expected. There is so much like energetically going on. It's really awesome. We've got the whole 12-12-12 at 12-12 thing, and that just kind of reminds me of the stepping towards that 144,000 frequency. To me, the 144,000 means like a frequency. That's like your Christ consciousness is activated, and those that reach that first kind of create that that tipping point in the scales where we reach the mass that we need in order to perpetuate that level of consciousness to shift it. So let's see what wants to come out for full moon in Gemini. This has all been leading up to like Gemini is about thoughts and all of that. So it's like, what thought patterns have we omitted? How have we like cleaned these up? What's changed? How can we continue to use our energy in a constructive way and being open to those changes? I'll probably pull some cards and stones and tokens. That was way too many. Oh, there's that separation, feeling of separation of man. We've got, or the divided mind of man, feeling separate from the whole. So then we got sharing and fighting. Ripeness is on the bottom. So this, to me, it feels like we are beginning to start to share and talk about our woundings. We're not fighting the healing process anymore. Like when fruit is ready to fall, it's ripe. It's just ready. You don't have to force it. You don't have to fight with anything. So like it's time for this change to start taking place. Let's see what this deck has to say. Let's get a card for the schizophrenia card and see what else wants to come up. Ooh, self-worth. That is fantastic. See this little light coming down from the clouds into this chair, like sitting in your own throne, knowing that you are not separate from anything. You are worthy of abundance. You are worthy of a better life. There's a card up here from another reading, and it says, free yourself of guilt and shame. So, I mean, that feels like, oh, I think that's from the last one I did. It's like a continuance from that energy, like finding your self-worth. You are worthy of this. Okay, we got the recovery card under sharing, and I just said I think this is about sharing our wounding. So sharing our recovery story and perseverance. These came out together. How you didn't give up. I mean, there's a certain way to fight that's healthy. Like, you fight for yourself, your self-worth. It's like picking your battles and knowing taking your power back, knowing what is going to help you like not repeat patterns of the past. But if you're like getting into actual fights, that's a pretty good way to like backpedal. I mean, it's not like in self-defense, but anyway, don't take it too much out of context. Let's get into it. One more, please. Yeah, once you heal these wounds, you have that kind of different glow about you. And when you radiate that, you're sharing your light. You didn't give up. You recovered. You came back from feeling like this to discovering what you were worth. And now you glow. And because you persevered and you recovered, new opportunities coming. We've got the door in the background. You know, nobody ever said this life was going to be easy. But we didn't come for easy. We came to change things. And thousands of years of wounds is a lot to heal. And it doesn't happen overnight. Sometimes it takes a procession of the equinox. Is that like 25,000 years? Alright, one more please. Alright, we'll read them. 2 on this side, 2 on this side. Okay, this is like stop thinking about what you think you deserve or what you're worth and start being of service. And the soulmate thing is like coming together within the self, like that masculine and feminine energy within. And over here we've got 2 inner child type cards. I just love how these are like, this is all our lower fire trine, but like the solar plexus is like that connection to God, like finding ourselves again and then being led back home, or feeling of home, because that feeling is in our heart, that little spark that I talk about all the time. So I really like how these flew out together. It's so cool. What's on the bottom? Completion. Can't see it. So we are definitely completing cycles. I mean, it's the last full moon for the decade. All the 12s, that like breaks down to a 3, which is the Trinity. I mean, we're building new foundations here. And like, what do we want to bring with us? What, like, just know that you don't have to force anything. Let's get an oracle card. Rebirth. And that's what it was last week too. And then on the bottom we've got unfoldment. So this is growing up out of nothing and then radiating outward. Very much like this card here. And sharing like your story. And just like I said last week, like, sharing your story, it doesn't mean sitting down with, doesn't necessarily have to be like sitting down and telling someone everything about like all the stuff that you went through. You could just share your story by being who you are now. You know, just by being a genuinely present, caring person. A lot of people can't do that anymore. Like, in today's society, everybody's on their phones, everybody's distracted by something else, and it's really hard to find someone that can actually be present and look you in the eye and have that kind of conversation. A certain level of intimacy that just seems pretty rare. So when you're able to do that with someone, especially when they're, like, not having the best day, just to know that they can, like, connect with someone like that, even if it's for 30 seconds, just passing, you know, it can change their whole day. Okay, we got whales, soul's path, honor your soul's purpose. And I just shared something the other day, like I think it was the blue whale population bounced back from like a couple hundred to like over 25,000. That is amazing. So we've got honor your soul's purpose. And then I was talking about how like that gets us in tune with our soul song. Living from our hearts, that childlike wonder. And we've got both inner child cards here. Like, that's crazy. Horse, freedom, you always have a choice. Looks like my phone is about to die. I really hope it doesn't, because this reading is so good right now. So let's see if we can just pull a token before it goes out. Oh, there's a lot of stuff about like lower chakra stuff. We got the awakening token, so definitely. The 1212 thing kind of reminds me of like DNA activations. And we've got solar plexus focusing in. That is like that cord that I call it the mother wound because it's like our belly button, right? And when they cut that, it creates an emotional trauma signature in a newborn. Like, we don't understand that, like, letting that pump for the however long, like 30 minutes or so, even 3 minutes, you know, just let it finish. It will help ease the baby into the world without having as much of a separation anxiety trigger. And then we've got transmute, so we're still transmuting our shadow energy into something that is positive, that can propel us forward. This is really nice. I like this a lot. I really don't want to run out of time. It's to come out. Okay, I got this from the Sweat Lodge. I found it. It's just... it's okay to be vulnerable and to break. And when you break down, and you don't stay there, you're able to rebuild, so to speak. So then we got the unicorn horn, the eagle, higher mind, pranite, heal the healer stone. Got my... okay, my phone died, so I'm hoping I can find a way to get these videos to come together. So, I was about to say, we've got the Moldavite, footprint stone, and the tiger's eye. And I remember saying how this is like courage and strength, and really putting emphasis on that lower fire trine, how we are in the physical. And then this is like how what kind of mark we leave behind, what kind of footprint we leave behind. So it's about bringing in that higher mind awareness. This is like our starseed stone, you know, so that's also that higher awareness, bringing that down into the physical and then anchoring it here. I did want to talk a little bit more about this mother wound, the solar plexus, and like taking our power back. When we heal that part of ourselves, that's what creates that glow. I was so close to being done with this before it died. I feel like there's another message that wants to come out, so I wonder what it is. It's like you're not stuck. You always have a choice. You have free will. We've been going through this transformation, and when I'm looking at this Soul's Path card or whatever, in the other deck that I use, the Oracle deck, it shows the whale emerging up out of the water and it's breaching. So I have a feeling that that has something to do with this rebirth energy. Coming into clarity, understanding, finding a new level of understanding about things that have happened to us, and then how we've been able to transmute that shadow energy to heal that solar plexus wound, our I am presence, how we present ourselves into the world. And then the awakening token, I think that's pretty cool that that was drawn. So still the same type of theme, getting over the separation, healing ourselves to in turn heal the world by being our best versions, getting past old thought patterns and behaviors that were creating this kind of foggy, cloudy energy that we have here, to allow us to understand our self-worth and what helps nurture our soul song, our purpose, being in tune with our hearts. So this is the Gemini full moon reading. I hope I got them to merge nicely together. Let me know if this resonates for you guys. Yeah, happy full moon and release and recovery to you all. This is so exciting. So, have a great full moon, guys.